So here we are this morning, and I have some pears cooking on the stove. So these were the ones that we saved for overnight, my aunt and we layered with sugar and pears all the way up to the top. So this was a little bit higher. I would say it was about maybe half an inch higher, but it's gone down because it congealed. This one as well. This one was up a bit higher, maybe to here, and then it's gone down as well. So once it does that, and then you put it on the stove on medium-high heat. I have this one on medium-high on my gas stove. This one's on for power boil, just to get it to a soft boil. As you can see, it is starting to simmer and boil a little bit. So that's good. That's what we want. You don't want it just to be low heat the whole time. You do want it to get to a boil for a couple minutes at a time, and then you stir it occasionally throughout the 4 hours that it's cooking. This is a process, but it is worth every single stir and every single time you come over to the stove to check on it. Okay, there, now that's boiling. All right, so we're going to turn it down. Actually, I'm sorry, I was showing you the wrong eye. I have this on high, so I'm going to turn it down to medium, a little bit below medium for me. This one is doing quite well. Just turn it down just a little bit so that it won't be overcooking. Okay, back at you in a minute. We have our wonderful Pear Preserves. They've been cooking about 4 hours on low to medium heat. What do you think, Anya? Yes, Anya really loves these. These are some of the most wonderful Pear Preserves I've ever had. They're my grandfather's recipe. So around 4 hours, because it's been over 4 hours, I added about a half of a lemon to this. And you know, you have to watch your pots. You just have to see what kind of consistency you want for your pear preserves. So you may like the thinner liquid. I prefer a little thicker. As you can see, this is nice. This is like a little bit thicker. And you can even add pectin near the end if you want, or even in the middle of your cooking time. I covered it a bit. I let it boil a little bit and then simmer a little bit, so you can kind of see this is boiling a little more than I want it to. And so you can always just turn it down some, stir it, and then just let it go. But lemon juice is supposed to help thicken it, and it actually has helped this over here. This is a darker liquid and a little bit darker than that, as you can see. So we will be back at you in a minute. I am boiling my lids, sterilizing them, and I have the jars all sterilized and ready to go. The pears are ready after 4.5 or so hours, and my hubby is helping me can them. So look how beautiful these jars are. We've put together about, let's see, we have 4 smaller ones, and then we have the 3 large ones, and we probably will need at least 2 to 3 more of these size jars to fill up all of the pear preserves that we have so far. This is very good. We've already sterilized our lids. We're putting them on the jars. So it is a process, but it has come together very nicely. And now I am putting the pear preserves, since they are done. I have my ladle. I use a plastic, or if you have a wooden one, that works fine too. A metal one might be a little bit hotter to use with your hands, but you want a really nice rubber spatula, or maybe wooden. And then I have my wonderful jar funnel that works great for things like this, because it's a wide rim at the top, and then it narrows down to the jar, so you can just pour it right in, and it doesn't get as messy if you use a wider funnel. So as you can see, it's very hot. The hotter the liquid, the hotter the pears. You do it right after you've cooked them, the better the canning and sealing. The sealing will really be just fine. You don't have to boil them like a lot of recipes call for you boiling your jars in hot boiling water for 10 minutes. You don't have to do this with this recipe. You can just put the pear preserves right in and fill it almost to the top. And then you're gonna put a clean, sterilized and I use a paper towel to dry it off, and they're sticking together. I take it and I put it on top of my jar so I'm not touching it with my hand. And then I use a clean lid. Just cleaned a lid off and dry it off from the excess hot water and any Pear Preserves stickiness. And put it over here to watch it pop. Listen for it to pop, I mean. And we're gonna do this a few more times until we fill all the Pear Preserves in the jars. And I will show you the final outcome in just a moment. So now we have 12 jars from today's 2 big pots of Pear Preserves. So in all, we've had a total of 27 jars for the first batch and 12 jars. So that made a lot of Pear Preserves. So we are thankful. We have a good bit for the next year and some to give away for friends and family, even for Christmas time. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and learning how to make Pear Preserves. Bye.